Hey everyone, welcome back to Eat the Cake Anime. I'm your host, Jay Renee.
And I'm her husband and sidekick, Ron.
Hey husband and sidekick with all the little slick jokes. How are you this evening?
I'm good, babe.
Good. Okay, so we're in September. It is romance anime month. What do you think so far?
Hey, it's going good so far.
Yeah, Apothecary Diaries was greatly received. Thank you guys so much. We are going to get right into this romance anime, keeping it going, because one thing that I have discovered, you guys, is I'm not a big romance anime person, but I have noticed there's so many different types of romance anime, from stuff for little kids to tweens to adults, things of that nature. So I think we're gonna try a more mature romance anime today. And this one is one that you actually watched before you met me, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And same here. So we compared notes on this and decided it would be great. And that one for today, September 11th, is My Senpai Is Annoying. Okay, so for those who don't know, babe, can you tell them what a senpai is?
And basically a boss or an elder, somebody you look up to.
Right. It's a Japanese term for like a senior or mentor, usually in business or school, things of that nature. And he's right. Somebody you look up to and you just kind of go along to get along, and they're usually in a higher position. So this anime, My Senpai Is Annoying, actually aired in October of 2021. So it was before producer Ron and I really met and everything. We had our own little anime styles and tastes. And while I'm not a romance anime person, I thought My Senpai Is Annoying was very interesting, simply because of the comedy aspect that they put into it as adults in the workplace.
Yeah, and I looked at it like, who is this little kid in this office space with all these grown-ups?
Okay, so he's talking about Igarashi. So the premise is Futaba Igarashi is a very diminutive, very tiny whirlwind of a woman who's busy trying to navigate her work life, while at the same time growing closer to her co-worker or her supervisor, Harumi Takeda.
Mm-hmm.
And Takeda or Takeda is the exact opposite of Igarashi, in that he's big, he's like a mountain of a man, and she's like this small diminutive woman, but he's always teasing her by doing the little things that we always see, like
the head pats.
Yeah, like the head pats, the hair ruffled, and the big laughs, and treating her like a little sister almost. But it's not how she actually feels about him. Her feelings grow over time, and everybody can see it but Igarashi.
Well, to be honest, how it started out, she liked him, but not in the way that she liked him as far as respect, but she was super annoyed because he always treated her like a 5-year-old.
Right. Just kind of like you said, treating her like a little kid, or not a baby, but she is a full-grown woman at this job, and she has friends and he has friends and things of that nature. It was only one season, but I thought it was a very good watch because of the adult themes that it had going on.
Yeah, and I did a little bit more research. So far, there's does not seem to be a production for a second season or an announcement for a second season. Mm-hmm. But you know how these animes do. Sometimes they go on these long hiatuses.
Yeah. Now it was a manga, and it was written by Shiro Manta, and it was a manga for about 7 years, from 2017 to 2024. Now the anime series was only one season, and like I said before, that was from October to December 2021. But I think that one season was enough for it to run its course. What did you think?
No, because the manga actually just stopped last year.
Well, yeah, but the characters. We talk about the characters that are in it. We talk about the lead characters, how they kind of interacted and things like that. How far can you really take it?
I mean, it's a relationship anime. Who knows?
Yeah, romance anime. And we talk about the other characters. Like there was Sota Kazuma, a friend and colleague of Takeda's. Mm-hmm. And he, worked in the office as well, but he was more of a hikikomori type person.
Yeah.
Now, for those who aren't aware, hikikomoris are more like introverted recluses, and the running gag where he was filming everything, like things were like through the lens of what he was looking at, and he was actually a very good character, because he liked another coworker, Toka Sakurai. And she was, of course, prettiest girl in the office, but she actually liked him, and she liked Kazuma. Why did she like Kazuma? Simply because he was the only one in the office that didn't seem interested in her. You know, for her
gaslight her.
Yeah, he didn't gaslight her, but you know, he didn't stop looking at those boobs. But yeah, I mean, it was like that typical everyday, like late 90s, 2000, like the regular office workaday vibes and stuff that you see and that you have. And it just took an interesting turn in anime form that really surprised me. But like I said, I thought one season was enough, but you tend to disagree.
Yeah, I mean, I might agree with you a little bit that one season might have been enough. I'd have liked to see it explored a little bit more, to see how their dichotomy between one another grew, you know, just expand upon it a little bit.
Yeah.
But one season.
Over time. Yeah, one season. And it actually put me in the mind of, ever since we did Apothecary Diaries last week, I was thinking about romance anime. As I said before, everybody knows this is not my chosen anime genre, but I'm always noticing that there are more parallels in romance anime to a lot of other regular shows that are going on, you know, because, you know, we talk about how things are related in government and politics and medicine and things of that nature. With this romance anime, it puts me in the mind of other shows like sitcoms or dramas that I've seen, you know, especially when it comes to the romance anime genre. Case in point, the workplace setting for My Senpai Is Annoying is very, you know, work a day, like I said, average. And then you have the tropes of the opposites attracting, the relationship evolutions, you know, the slow burns and things like that. It put me in the mind of two shows.
Okay.
The first show it was in 2018. It was called Love Is. Have you ever heard of that show?
Never saw it.
Oh my God. Okay, y'all. Love Is was only one season, and it starred Loretta Devine, Michelle Weaver, Will Catlett, about this Black Hollywood couple, or this couple that was trying to navigate being successful in their careers and their relationships, trying to make things work. They were already a couple, but like, you know, when they became a couple, that workplace setting, you know, romance in the workplace, how are we going to quote unquote have it all? That's what, okay, y'all, producer Ron's looking at me like I'm crazy, but yes, that's what it put me in the mind of.
No, I would have watched it just because Loretta Devine was in it.
Yeah, it was only one season, but it made me think of My Senpai Is Annoying. But the one that I know you know about is the 2019 sitcom Bob Hart's Abishola.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, y'all, producer Ron loved this show. When we first got together, that was like one of his guilty pleasures. I'm like, what is that? So for those who don't know, it ran for like 4 or 5 seasons. It's called Bob Hart's Abishola. It starred Billy Gardell and Folake I'm gonna get her name right. Olawofayeki.
Okay.
Olawofayeki. Yes, Folake Olawofayeki and Gina Yashere. So it was about how this guy met and fell in love with his nurse, you know, and it was, yes, they started off as friends, but it was like, again, that slow burn. You know, she had her stuff in the workplace setting. She's from another country. He, you know, saw her a certain way and he was just like smitten, but she was more along the lines of just like
keeping the distance.
Yeah. So once again, you have the relationship evolution. Same thing in My Senpai Is Annoying, because Takeda always treats Igarashi like she's just like a little kid, whatever. But you can see the evolution, especially of her feelings, even if they're both oblivious to what's going on.
I mean, let's be realistic. Even if you do meet somebody at your workplace or what have you, you know, with office dynamics, HR and everything else, yeah, you got to keep one another at a distance.
Yeah.
You know, it's only when people become engaged or they're about to get married or something along those lines, then you can let the relationship be known about, and then okay, it's open and acceptable. But in today's climate, no.
Oh man, no. Listen, let's be realistic. I'm from the South, you're from the Northeast, but down in the South, I don't know how it goes for y'all, but you don't where you eat. You know what I mean? So you keep that stuff separately. And in case anyone is wondering, we here at Eat the Cake Anime, we don't ascribe to that oh, I have a work husband, oh, I have a work wife. Nah.
No.
Nah, that is not a flex. That is not cute. No. Like in real life, these things would be so complicated, but in romance anime, it just seems to work.
Well, at least they're single, so.
Well, yeah, and like I said, it was only one season, even though the manga lasted for 7 years. But if you want something quick, if you want something that's kind of, heartwarming, a little romancy, and mature
and funny.
Yes, it was very funny. I would suggest My Senpai Is Annoying. All right, babe, you want to give it your score out of 10?
Okay.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
7. Okay.
Yeah,
perfect.
That's about right.
And the reason I'll give it a 7 is, like I said, if it went a little bit longer, maybe an OVA, something additional, just to expand upon the story, I might have given it a little higher score.
All right, and I gave it a 7 because, it was the one season was fine enough for me, but I wanted more from the characters, from Igarashi and Takeda. I wanted like more in depth. I wanted to see the will they or won't they was kind of fine for everybody else, but I just wanted to see is there going to be more? How could they expand it?
Yeah.
So I think we're pretty much on the same page with this one.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you guys, that's it for us on this Thursday. Listen, we thank you guys so much for your support here at Eat the Cake Anime. We love bringing you guys these different animes, some that you're familiar with, some you've never heard of, but we're just giving you guys our take and letting you know what we like. Anything else, Producer Ron, before I give a shout out to Z Media Creative Studios? Hey, Sonny.
I think you pretty much covered it, babe.
All right. Again, special shout out to Z Media Creative Studios, who's responsible for the fantastic job on our YouTube channel. Thank you so much. And yes, you guys, to answer those questions, we are expanding soon. We will be having a Patreon, things of that nature, because we have so much that we like to talk about. We like to talk about movies. We like to talk about other shows, things of that nature. And it's really hard putting it all in, once a week, but we're trying to do more, and we'll definitely have more content for you guys. So until next time, I think that's all we have, Producer Ron.
Yep, that's it, sweetie.
All right. So until next time, you guys, thanks so much for the support. And don't forget, what do we say here at Eat the Cake Anime?
It's okay to enjoy anime.
You know it.